kind of hyper right now. So if we go on a rabbit trail or something, just throw a pencil or paper or something at me. But what I wanted to look at today was sort of the preface to what Mary talked about in John chapter 1:14. And my verse is John 1:12. But, to kind of get a good idea of what John 12 is, we've got to know what the whole, what leads up to that. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to read John 1:1 through 13. Many of you have heard this before. It begins with this. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all might believe. He himself was not the light, he came only as a witness to the light. The true light that gives to everyone was coming into the world. He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. We're going to kind of take a break at that point to sort of recap what we just read in verse 1 through 11. So the light we're talking about here is Jesus, and this picture that sort of painted in my mind was kind of, it's saddening, really. So, there's the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and Jesus has been a part of that since the beginning, and he was, as a result of that, part of the creation of the world. And so he set all these things into motion. He helped bring mankind into existence, and then he comes and is completely rejected. I mean, in the end we crucify him, but it's just it's such a saddening picture that, this thing that he built, that he should be, he should be worshipped, throughout the ends of the earth. The second he came down, everybody should have bowed down and recognized him, but he's cast down. He's not shown favor or mercy in a place that is own, in a place that he's created. He's cast down. But the good news is that in verse 12 we read this. Yet to all who did receive him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. Children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision, or a husband's will, but born of God. This is sort of the turnaround in this point, and it's a beautiful thing because those who believed were given the right to become children of God. And when I first read this, I read this verse probably 10 times before that kind of started to click with me. And it's one of those things that, we don't have this control over God. It's not necessarily our decision. It's, once we choose to be, it's kind of a hard thing to describe, but we sort of have this tension and harmony between God has extended his grace to us, and the second that we choose to accept it, we're given this right to be called a child of God. So it's this tension and harmony between, do we have the choice, or is the choice God's? I say that the choice is God's. While we do, choose to accept Christ into our life, it's a sort of gift that we can never quite repay, that's been extended to us, since before we were born. It's just up to us, whether or not we choose to walk into that. So this language of being a child of God is sort of interesting. I mean, what does it mean to you guys to be a child of someone? I mean, what do your parents do for you guys?
Provide for us.
Provide. Very good. Protect. Anybody else? Support. Excellent. So we'll go with those three. Those are actually, three of the things that I had. So you're under their care, their protection, their support, and their provision. And, until you've reached a point in your life where you are stable and, can, do things on your own and take care of yourself, you're completely at their mercy. And that's, when I realized this, it was kind of an eye-opener for those points in the Bible where we as Christians and followers of God are referred to as sheep and God as a shepherd. It's not the point that, the sheep are following aimlessly after the shepherd. There's got to be a reason why the sheep follow their shepherd and not another one. And in that, it begs the question again, why do the sheep follow this shepherd? And it's because he's cared for them and he's provided for them and he showed support for them. Later on in John chapter 10, verse 3, we read this. The watchman opens the gate for him and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. The good shepherd opens his pasture to the wandering sheep. That was the picture I got just before I had found this verse. It was kind of, God standing there as the shepherd, and he opens the gate for us, and all we have to do is walk in, and then immediately, we're under the care of him, we're under his provision, and he's watching over us. And so, in conclusion, we listen to our master, and we do, what is commanded in the Bible out of love, because he has shown himself to be a trusted overseer for us, and provides for us and watches over us at all times. And even if one of us should stray, he'll do everything in his power to ensure our safe return to him.